Hello and welcome to Weekly Wisdom. This week we're going to be talking about mindfulness and how it's the key to your liberation. So I want you to first imagine just being in a house that's completely pitch black. There's no light whatsoever. Now imagine yourself trying to get around from room to room, trying to find the bathroom, trying to cook dinner or pick out clothes. These simple tasks can seem almost impossible. Now imagine somebody comes around and says, hey, you know you have a flashlight in your pocket. Why don't you just turn on the flashlight? So you say, really? I didn't know that. But you reach in and there it is, a little flashlight, and you turn on the light. And now you're able to see at least where you're going. You're not walking into the dressers anymore. You're not falling down the steps. You can see the clothes you're picking out. You can see the food that you're preparing. You can get a little bit easier from room to room. And eventually, the light will become brighter and you can see a little more. And then you realize, hey, I've had the lights turned off this whole time. So you turn on the lights. And you also realize, hey, I've had the shades down. So you start to open the shades. And now your house is full of light. And now there's no trouble at all getting from room to room or doing any of the normal things that you would do when you're home. So what is this analogy pointing to? Well, the dark house that I was speaking of is really our own unconscious way of being in the world. Many of us don't even know why we act the way we do. Many of us don't even know that we're habitually and unconsciously kind of walking through our lives. Until someone comes along and says, hey, why don't you start paying attention? Why don't you start cultivating mindfulness? And what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is an intentional and conscious paying attention to the present moment without judgment. You can think of it almost like a mirror. If I put a red ball in front of a mirror, there would just be red ball. If I put a yellow ball in front of the same mirror, it would just be yellow ball. There wouldn't be any kind of, ooh, I like the red ball, but I don't like the yellow ball. There would be no extra commentary, nothing. It would just be a pure reflection of what's present. So mindfulness is that pure reflection of whatever's present. Whether it's a thought, an emotion, a person, a sound, a feeling, our awareness can just simply know it for what it is. And when we start paying attention in this way, we're actually bringing that light into that dark house. So at first, it's very difficult to get around with all these emotions and thoughts and difficulties in our lives. We don't have the tools, or at least we haven't cultivated them long enough for them to be useful. But now you guys have tools to work with. You have the meditation, and the meditation is going to cultivate the mindfulness. And the mindfulness will help you see clearly, as we spoke about 2 weeks ago. To be able to see clearly, to have that light turned on always. And when you see things clearly, that's when you can avoid getting stuck in unwholesome states of mind and habitual ways of reacting. And you can learn to respond to situations rather than just blindly react. So just make sure that you turn on that light, and this whole week you really pay attention to what's going on in your body and in your mind. Really pay attention to what you're thinking, the way you're speaking to yourself and to others, and the actions that you're doing. And if you see anything that might be unwholesome or harmful, see if you can do something different. See if you can let that thought go, or not say those mean words that you want to say, or not do that action that you know is not going to bring about a good result. And this is how you get to your freedom. This is how you find liberation. It's a lifelong practice of turning on the light. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful week. Namaste.